Chapter 8 Database Access Summary. The function of Ken-SCADA circle access is to realize the data transmission between Ken-SCADA and other external database ODBC access interface. The circle access includes circle access manager and corresponding circle functions. Ken-SCADA Circle Access Manager is used to establish the connection between the database and the Ken-SCADA variables, and the manager includes two parts: table template and bind list. You can set up corresponding tables in the database table with the table template and establish the connection between the database field and the Ken-SCADA variables with the bind list. At the same time, you can operate the data in the database directly with corresponding circle functions. Section 1. Creating a data source and a database. Before communicating data between Ken-SCADA and the database, we must set up an ODBC data source first. Take the Access database for example. How to set up a data source is shown below in details. Step 1. Set up a new data source in the database. File name mydb. Step 2. Open the control panel of Windows operating system. Double-click on Data Source in the directory of Administrative Tools. The ODBC Data Source Administrator is popped up. Step 3. Click on the Add button. The dialog box of the Create New Data Source is popped up. Step 4. Select a data source type that is needed. For example, Microsoft Access Driver. Click on the Finish button. Input the name of the new data source. Data source name. Mine. Click on the Select button. Select a database that has been created. Click on the OK button. Section 2. Create a table template and a bind list. Step 1. Select ODBC data source. Table template. Click New. Step 2. Click on the OK button. Click on the OK button. The purpose of creating the table template is to define the format of the database table. In the following chapter, set up a table of this format in Access database. The creating process of a bind list is as follows. Step 1. Select ODBC data source, bind list. Click New on the toolbar.
你有事吗？喂。买了。对。你来三重那边，你是哪个店？你有事吗？我这里忙着呢。好，拜拜。哦，川你河那边的对吧？哦。
The relationship between the table fields of the Access database and Kingscada text is defined in the bind as follows. Click OK to finish creating the bind list. Note: the names and the corresponding tags in the bind list should be the same as those in the table template. Section 3. Operations of the database. 1. Connect to the database. Step 1. Set up an integer tag in the tag dictionary of KMake. Tag name, device ID, main int, memory int. Step 2. Set up a picture. The name of the picture database operation. Add a button into the picture. The caption of the button database connection. The command language for while left pressed. The function of the script mentioned is to set up the connection between Kingscada and data source. In actual project, select script, system script, application script. On application startup in turn in the development environment of the Kingscada, which means that Kingscada is connected to the database once the system is started up. 2. Disconnect from the database. Step 1. Add a button in the database operation picture. Set the caption as disconnect from database. The command language for left down. Create a database table. Add a button into the picture. Database operation. The caption of the button is Create a database table. The command language for while left pressed.
主要这摩托不主要是干这活吗？对呀。对呀，他主要干的就是这个活。哦，看着好像我没太仔细，反正他好像是把一堆东西弄到库里去，然后查出来哪些东西要发，然后发出去，然后但我没看他收完保证以后
The function of the scripts shown above is to create a table in Table 1 format in the database. The name of the table is king table. And create 3 fields in the table. The name of the fields are as follows: date, time, and liquid level. The type, length, and index type of each field are in accordance with those defined in the table template, Table 1. The script only needs to be executed once. If the table template is modified, the table in the database should be deleted first, so that you can recreate new tables. 4. Insert record. Add a button into the picture of database operation. The caption of the button is Insert record. The command language for while left pressed. The function of the scripts shown above is to insert a new record into the table that is named as king table. 5. Query records. Query records of the database can be realized with circle functions such as circle first, circle next, circle prev, and circle last. The operation process is introduced below in details. Step 1. If data in the database needs to be displayed in Kinscada, you need to set up another bind list. Field name of the new bind list should be in accordance with field names of the database table, and the type of the tag that is connected should be in accordance with the field type of the database. Define 3 tags in the tag dictionary of the KMake. Step 2. Set up a new picture. Name database query. Add 3 text boxes into a picture. Select the following variables: local, record date, record time, and record liquid level. Okay. Step 3. Set up a bind list in the development environment of KSCADA. Property configurations.
模呢？模是把它固体模是粉末，制出来的是固态的，对吧？啊。
Step 4. Add a button into the picture. The caption of the button is Get Selections. Input the following scripts for left down. The function of the scripts is to return the first data record of a cane table in the format defined in bind 2. Step 5. Add 4 buttons in a picture, and the properties of the buttons are as follows. The functions of the command language mentioned above is to inquiry the first record, next record, the previous record, and the last record of the database, and the purpose of data query is achieved.